everyone, this is Oseron, or the artist formerly known as the Great Roberto. Alright, now, this is a quick video, or should be quick. I just want to talk about, I actually had Saturday a bad trip on cannabis. I couldn't believe it. It was the craziest thing. And here's what happened. It was Saturday, and I had this cookie, a little tiny cookie, a cannabis cookie, right? And the person that gave it to me said that it was, you know, both him and his sister each had a cookie, and they fucking were like, it had a really, really bad experience. They were like super high, they said, and they were like, you know, puking. It was so bad. But they also said that they don't smoke weed or even use cannabis at all. So I was just thinking, well, maybe it's just because they're not used to it, and they just react in a bad way, especially to edibles, because edibles can be very intense and long-lasting. Right? So I had this cookie, and I almost threw the cookie away too. I just didn't, just because of the bad fucking vibe, the stories that went along with it. I was like, I don't need this shit. I have enough, you know, resources, you know, where I don't need that cookie, you know. So the cookie sat here for like 2 weeks. So I was kind of going back and forth if I wanted to eat it or not. And so finally, I guess curiosity got the best of me. So Saturday, I actually vaped some cannabis that morning, sort of a leftover amount that I had in the vape. I just wanted to see if I would get high off the ending part, and I did. It was good. I fucking got high, went outside, you know, laid out in the sun, beautiful, glorious experience, fantastic. So then I came back in, and it was like around noonish or so, and I said, well, I guess I'll eat that cookie now. So, being smart, and again, you know, in hindsight, thank fucking God I did this, but I cut the cookie in half. I was like, well, I'll just take half the cookie and see what I get off that. Right? So it was hard. The cookie's hard as shit, so I took out like a knife and cut the cookie right down the middle, right in half, and I ate half of it. I'm sitting here, you know, and so that was fine. And then, after a few minutes, the cookie was so fucking small. I ate the cookie, and then I ate lunch after that. And I almost just grabbed the other half of the cookie and just ate that too, because I was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? It's so small, how high could you possibly get off it? But I, again, thank fucking God I didn't, because I'm sitting here, you know, it takes a while, you know, for those of you who don't know, it takes a while for cannabis that you eat to hit you, you know. It's not like smoking or vaping where it's instant, or, you know, close to instant. This takes it can take anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half before it hits you. Well, this, you know, I'm sitting here, and God knows, I mean, I just don't even really know what happened. All of a sudden, I'm fucking tripping my balls off, basically. I was thrown into this, like, this cookie, the cannabis cookie. Oh, and I want to add, this cookie tasted like shit going down. It just tasted like dirty. The weed, you could taste the weed in it, but it tasted dirty, you know, going down. So I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden I'm fucking tripping my balls off. I'm in as deep a fucking psychedelic state as I've really ever been in, including mushroom, you know. And I'm fucking just like, oh, I can't believe it. And it just was like that. All of a sudden I'm sitting here realizing I am fucking gone. I am just like, it basically took me to a dark place of my mind, a really dark place. I mean, so dark that you just don't even want to fucking even think about that place. That's how bad it is. It just took me to a very dark, nasty place where every thought was like the worst thought you could just ever have. And even me trying to steer myself out of it back into a better place, even every positive thought I could conjure in my mind was laced with this deep-rooted negativity. You know what I mean? It's like there was no escape. No matter how positive a spin I tried to put on it, it was always tainted with this fucking blackness, this awful, not even this dirty, rotten vibe. It was awful. It was awful. And I'm sitting there and processing this, and I'm like, I can't. It's not even like I was saying to myself, I can't believe how high I am. It was beyond that. It was like, I am fucking gone. Like, I'm tripping. Like, I'm fucking tripping. But the only thing is, when cannabis goes bad, it's not, like mushrooms, I really would never say that any of my mushroom trips were bad. Like, the quintessential bad trip. I've had some super intense trips. I've had trips that were so crazy that you just can't even believe it. But I would never call them bad. Because in my experience, no matter how crazy a mushroom trip gets, the mushrooms always make a point to nurture you through it. There's always a fucking loving vibe about it, no matter how dark it gets. They're always sort of, making it clear to you that they love you, for lack of a better term. They're not out to hurt you. But this cannabis experience wasn't even like that at all. It just didn't care. It was just like the wrath of the divine feminine, basically, because I've always said, and I say still, that cannabis is a sacrament to the feminine, and this was a case of the feminine just lashing out, lashing out at me, or whatever you want to say, but it was just didn't care about compassion, love, anything. It was just violence. It was just nasty, fucking nastiness, right? So I'm like fucking sitting here trying to navigate through this shit, and I'm like, fucking Christ, this is awful. To the point where I'm physically saying out loud, I don't like this. I mean, I really don't like this. You know what I mean? And I wish I wasn't high like this. You know what I mean? Type of thing. And I even went outside to cut the lawn like that. It was just such a fucking ordeal. It was like, oh my god, this is just a nightmare. And then it just reached a point where it was just like this nasty fucking taste in my mouth. My mouth was like dry, and this nasty fucking taste in it, like it was poison. Like I ate poison almost. But and it didn't have any of the positive qualities of cannabis at all. It was all negative too. Because a lot of cannabis, you can just sort of, if you can let go and just kind of get into your body, in a lot of cases you'll be fine. This wasn't like that at all. This was just, didn't give a shit. It was just, no matter what good I tried to spin off it, it just turned dark, and it just always revealed itself from the place of deep negativity. So it was just fucking nasty. And then my mouth tasted like shit. It's dry, just fucking gross taste in my mouth. To a point where eating anything was just like so unpleasant, or drinking anything was so unpleasant because of that rotten fucking taste. Really bad, really fucking bad. It was surprising because I never really expected. I didn't know cannabis could get that bad. But it just took me straight to a bad place in my mind, basically. And it happened, it was instant. All of a sudden, I was just there, like, boom, like, whoa. I was like, holy shit, how the fuck did I get here? What the fuck happened? And then I sort of had to remind myself, oh yeah, you ate this cookie. And, you know what I mean? That's how, it had the detachment of, a deep psychedelic experience where you have to fucking kind of make yourself, remind yourself who you are and shit. Okay, I ate this cookie, I'm fucking, fucking that. I wouldn't wish that, I wouldn't even give that cookie or the remainder of that cookie or a cookie from that batch to anybody. Not even to say, hey, try this, yeah, you like it. Fuck that. I wouldn't do that to my fucking worst enemy. Because it was just a shitty experience. As a matter of fact, if I was in charge of that batch of cookies, they'd fucking go right to the fucking trash. I feel bad for the poor soul who's, like, because these cookies were made for somebody, like an old man who needs them, for fucking health reasons, I feel bad for this guy if he's eating these fucking cookies. Hopefully he has a sense to fucking, to stop, really. If he took too much, because they're packaged, they're cookies, they're small cookies. You wouldn't even think eating just one, a half of one. I ate a half a cookie. I was just thanking my insight or my fucking, just the fact that I didn't eat that other half a cookie. I was so happy I didn't do that. But I could only imagine how fucked up I would have been, if I ate the whole thing. And there was an urge to fucking, like an upset stomachness too, like a urge to. It was just a nasty experience. Just imagine all the nastiness of cannabis without any of the good, and that's what this was. It was really shitty, really shitty. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep this video short today, but I wanted to highlight this, when cannabis goes bad, and this was that. I mean, you hear stories of people eating cannabis and having a bad time. Well, you can understand that because cannabis, it might not have been anything more than just an overdose of cannabis, really, that maybe could be all it was, or it could have just had a bad energy to it that, just unlocked. It just, there's nothing good. I mean, God knows the history of the cannabis, the person who made the fucking brown cookies or whatever, it could just be all, negatively infused to sort of produce a negative experience in your mind, but it did, and it was fucking nasty,